Being honest and transparent is the cornerstone of any strong and lasting relationship, whether personal or professional. Honesty involves consistently telling the truth, even when it may be uncomfortable or difficult. It requires a commitment to integrity, where your words align with your actions. Transparency, on the other hand, goes beyond just telling the truth. It means openly sharing your thoughts, feelings, and intentions so that others are not left guessing about where you stand. This level of openness creates a sense of security and predictability, allowing others to feel safe and valued in your presence. One of the key aspects of honesty and transparency is clear communication. This means being direct but respectful, avoiding vague or misleading statements, and ensuring that your message is understood. People appreciate when you express your true thoughts and emotions rather than suppressing them or giving mixed signals. When you are open about your needs, boundaries, and expectations, misunderstandings are minimized, and trust deepens over time. Additionally, honesty also involves admitting when you are wrong. Taking responsibility for mistakes, apologizing sincerely, and making an effort to correct them shows strength and integrity, reinforcing trust in your character. Another important element of transparency is consistency. If your words and actions align over time, people will see you as trustworthy and reliable. Being truthful in small matters lays the groundwork for trust in more significant issues. Conversely, even small lies or withheld information can erode trust quickly. It is important to remember that transparency does not mean oversharing or revealing every detail of your life. Instead, it involves sharing relevant and important information that impacts your relationships, decisions, or interactions with others. Avoiding hidden agendas is also crucial for building trust. People can often sense when someone is being insincere or withholding key details for their own benefit. If your actions are motivated by manipulation or self-interest, trust will break down. Instead, being open about your motives and decisions fosters stronger connections and prevents suspicion or doubt. In relationships, whether romantic, friendships, or workplace dynamics, honesty and transparency create a strong foundation for growth and deeper connections. When both parties feel secure in knowing they can trust each other without fear of deception or secrecy, they are more likely to open up, collaborate, and support one another. By making honesty and transparency a core value in your interactions, you establish meaningful, long-lasting relationships based on mutual respect, security, and authenticity. Practice active listening. Active listening is a crucial skill for building trust and deepening connections in any relationship. It goes beyond simply hearing words. It involves fully engaging with the speaker, understanding their message, and responding thoughtfully. When people feel truly heard, they are more likely to open up, creating a stronger bond and fostering mutual respect. One of the key aspects of active listening is giving your full attention. This means putting away distractions, such as phones or other devices, and focusing entirely on the person speaking. Making eye contact, nodding occasionally, and using facial expressions to show understanding can make a significant difference in how the other person perceives your engagement. Body language plays a vital role in communication, and an attentive posture signals that you value what the other person has to say. Another important part of active listening is reflecting and paraphrasing. Instead of simply waiting for your turn to speak, take a moment to process what the speaker is saying. You can reflect their words by summarizing key points or rephrasing what they said in your own words. For example, saying, "So what I'm hearing is that you're feeling frustrated because of the workload," helps confirm that you understand their perspective. This technique not only clarifies any potential misinterpretations, but also reassures the speaker that their thoughts and emotions are being acknowledged. Asking open-ended questions is another effective way to encourage deeper conversations. Instead of responding with short, closed questions that lead to yes or no answers, ask questions that invite the other person to elaborate. For example, instead of saying, "Are you okay?" you might ask, "How are you feeling about what happened?" This encourages the speaker to share more details and provides an opportunity for meaningful discussion. It is also important to resist the urge to interrupt or immediately offer solutions. Many people listen with the intent to reply rather than to understand. Instead of jumping in with advice, allow the speaker to fully express their thoughts before responding. Sometimes, people simply need to vent or share their emotions without seeking immediate solutions. If you're unsure whether they want advice, you can ask, "Would you like my opinion, or would you prefer for me to just listen?" This demonstrates that you respect their needs and are not just waiting for your turn to talk. Empathy is a key component of active listening. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes and understand their emotions. Even if you don't fully agree with their perspective, Acknowledging their feelings can go a long way in making them feel heard and validated. A simple response like, "I can see why that would be really frustrating for you," can make a person feel supported and understood. By practicing active listening, you create an atmosphere of trust and emotional safety in your relationships. When people feel heard and valued, they are more likely to reciprocate, leading to deeper connections and stronger bonds. Making a conscious effort to listen with empathy, patience, and attentiveness will transform the way you interact with others, strengthening both personal and professional relationships. Be consistent and keep your promises. Consistency and reliability are fundamental in building trust and deepening connections. When people know they can count on you, it fosters a sense of security and strengthens your relationships. Keeping your promises, following through on commitments, and demonstrating steady behavior over time show others that you are dependable and trustworthy. One of the most important aspects of consistency is aligning your words with your actions. Saying one thing and doing another can create confusion and distrust. For example, if you promise to help a friend move but cancel at the last minute without a valid reason, they may start questioning your reliability. On the other hand, when you consistently follow through on your commitments, both big and small, people see you as someone they can trust and rely on. Honoring your commitments also means being mindful of what you agree to. It is better to set realistic expectations than to overpromise and underdeliver. If you are unsure whether you can fulfill a promise, be honest about it from the start. People appreciate transparency more than empty assurances. If circumstances change and you genuinely cannot keep your word, communicate as soon as possible and offer a solution or alternative. Taking responsibility when you fall short reinforces your integrity rather than diminishing trust. Small, everyday actions contribute significantly to building consistency. Arriving on time, being a dependable presence in someone's life, and responding to messages or requests in a timely manner all demonstrate reliability. These seemingly minor habits accumulate over time, reinforcing a strong foundation of trust in relationships. Trust is also maintained through emotional consistency. People feel secure in relationships when they know how you will respond in different situations. If your mood or reactions fluctuate unpredictably, it may make others feel uneasy or hesitant to confide in you. Striving for emotional stability and communicating openly about your feelings helps create a sense of dependability. Being consistent and keeping promises is not about perfection but about demonstrating integrity, responsibility, and care for others. When people know they can count on you, they feel valued and respected, which leads to deeper and more meaningful connections. By making reliability a priority in your relationships, you show that you are a person of your word, someone others can trust with confidence. Show vulnerability and empathy. Vulnerability and empathy are powerful tools in building trust and deepening connections. When you allow yourself to be open and emotionally honest, it invites others to do the same, fostering deeper and more meaningful relationships. Similarly, showing empathy, genuinely understanding and validating others' emotions, creates a strong foundation of trust and support. Vulnerability is often misunderstood as a weakness, but in reality, it is a sign of strength and authenticity. Being vulnerable means expressing your true thoughts, emotions, and fears without the fear of judgment. It involves admitting mistakes, acknowledging insecurities, and asking for help when needed. When you share your struggles and open up about your experiences, others see you as genuine and relatable. This encourages mutual openness and strengthens emotional bonds. For example, rather than pretending everything is fine when you're feeling overwhelmed, sharing your emotions allows others to understand and support you better. Empathy, on the other hand, is the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes and understand their feelings from their perspective. It goes beyond simply saying, "I understand," and requires truly listening and validating the other person's emotions. When someone shares their struggles, resist the urge to minimize their feelings or offer quick solutions. Instead, show that you genuinely care by saying things like, "That sounds really difficult. I can see why you feel that way." Simple gestures of acknowledgement can make a person feel seen, heard, and valued. A key part of demonstrating empathy is active listening. Paying close attention, maintaining eye contact, and responding thoughtfully all signal that you are present and engaged in the conversation. Instead of formulating a response while the other person is speaking, focus on truly understanding their emotions and concerns. This creates a safe and supportive environment where people feel comfortable opening up. Another way to practice vulnerability and empathy is by fostering emotional reciprocity. If someone shares something personal, responding with openness can strengthen the connection. For example, if a friend talks about a difficult experience, You can share a similar story or a time when you faced a challenge. This reassures them that they are not alone and helps build a sense of mutual trust. Being vulnerable and empathetic does not mean oversharing or absorbing everyone else's emotions. It is about finding a balance, allowing yourself to be real and emotionally available while respecting boundaries. Healthy vulnerability strengthens relationships by fostering deeper understanding, while empathy creates a sense of emotional safety and support. When you embrace vulnerability and empathy in your interactions, you cultivate a space where trust can thrive. People are more likely to feel connected to those who are real, open, and compassionate. By showing your authentic self and offering genuine emotional support to others, you build lasting relationships based on trust, respect, and understanding. Communicate and resolve conflicts respectfully. Effective communication and respectful conflict resolution are essential for maintaining trust and deepening connections in any relationship. Disagreements are a natural part of human interactions, but how you handle them determines whether they strengthen or weaken your bond with others. Open, honest, and respectful communication allows for misunderstandings to be addressed constructively, preventing resentment from building over time. One of the most important aspects of communication is clarity. Clearly expressing your thoughts, needs, and concerns helps avoid confusion and misinterpretation. Instead of assuming that others understand your perspective, articulate your feelings openly and honestly. Using I statements, such as "I feel hurt when," instead of "you always," helps prevent the other person from feeling attacked and encourages a more productive conversation. Listening is just as crucial as speaking. When resolving conflicts, practice active listening by giving the other person your full attention and acknowledging their feelings. Avoid interrupting, dismissing, or invalidating their emotions. Instead, paraphrase their concerns to show that you understand their point of view. For example, saying, "So what I hear you saying is that you felt left out when I didn't invite you," demonstrates empathy and helps clear up any misunderstandings. Maintaining a calm and respectful tone during conflicts is key to productive resolution. Raising your voice, using harsh words, or becoming defensive can escalate tensions and damage trust. Instead, take a deep breath, stay composed, and focus on finding a solution rather than proving a point. If emotions run high, it's okay to take a break and revisit the conversation later when both parties are more level-headed.